Well, it's actually a very exciting time for us. It's not very often that we do rebrand our businesses, and we've been very reluctant in the past to go ahead and do that. But through business transformation and the opportunity to evaluate business opportunities and drive efficiencies and help with leveraging of existing relationships and contracts, we very quickly recognized that if we could leverage our size, our scale, our reputation of System 1, they would be to the betterment of all of these businesses. So we approached management, we spoke with the executive team of Alta, of RPG, of Tech USA, and we talked through the positives, also the negatives, the risks. Could we potentially lose a client? Could we potentially lose an employee? Would it drive confusion in the marketplace? And all of these positives far outweighed the negatives. And we couldn't be more excited to, at the end of this past year in 2025, have transitioned these businesses to System 1. So Tech USA now is System 1. It fulfills our engineering and technical and IT business. RPG is now System 1 Environmental, and Alta IT is now going to be System 1 IT. We could be a much more powerful organization around our workforce solutions business if it was all aligned and it was all managed under one director, one leader, with the various leaders still in place. That's not changing. The people that are running these businesses today are going to continue. We've just expanded Mike's role to have oversight and strategy on how we're going to implement new tools, new technologies, utilization of AI, cross-selling initiatives, leveraging our customer relationships and contracts to better align the organization. Brian previously was the director of the National Energy Technology Laboratory, actually our biggest client in our Logic business unit within the Department of Energy. Brian had left and he went into work directly for the Department of Energy, for the corporate agency in DC. And ultimately, at one point, he was asked to move and relocate to Washington, DC. And because of his family, he decided that he would want to still remain in Morgantown. So at that point in time, he actually became a consultant to Logic, working on some of the work that we do in the Department of Energy and trying to figure out ways for us to grow and expand. He was presented to me by John Ramsey, the head of our Logic division. And I had the opportunity to meet and talk with him about his experience and some of the great work that he's been doing, not only with the government and DOE, but also with the state of West Virginia and the state of Pennsylvania, his deep ties within oil and gas, also government, also the utility markets. And so we expanded the conversation to say, hey, look, could we bring somebody over to set up a position to basically provide oversight, direction, strategy, look for areas for us to grow, expand into within the energy and utility space. So Brian is ultimately going to be our Executive Vice President of Energy and Utilities, and he's going to be working alongside of me, really helping us manage our growth and areas for us to build and grow and expand into. 2025 was the year of transformation. We talked about that in our town hall, where we had a lot of changes. Some of these rebranding initiatives are some of them. We brought in some new management throughout the year. 2026 is going to be kind of our building grow. We're going to be making significant investments in new hires, some of which we're talking about just now. And also, we're really going to hopefully capture on some of the massive funding that's going to be spent in support of the expansion of AI and data centers and power generation, power distribution, management and transmission, natural gas development. There's so many areas of which we touch that are going to be so exciting because of the amount of money that's going to be put into those industries. Also in its scientific space, advanced manufacturing, reshoring manufacturing here. Eli Lilly and Johnson & Johnson announcing massive multi-billion-dollar projects around building new plants here. Also in the semiconductor space, lots of money being spent there. So we couldn't be more excited. I think the opportunity for us in all of our areas is going to be great. I think we're going to be able to rebound from a difficult second half of 2025 associated with our government business and DOGE and the government transition. We're now starting to see some momentum in that government space around new contracts and new RFPs being issued, some recent wins and some new opportunities for us to staff up some projects. So we couldn't be more excited. I think on the negative, the world is in a very interesting time right now. There's a lot of uncertainty geopolitically, lots of changes, and we don't know what's going to happen, right? So I think we have to be ready to adapt, to flex when we need to flex, and be prepared to overcome those challenges. I also think AI is going to continue to progress, and we need to stay up with regards to the technological advancements and how we're best going to be able to embrace AI and where we can automate some of our manual business processes from a back office perspective to help us be more efficient, more effective, more responsive, continue to provide a high quality service to our customers. I think that everybody should be ready, fasten that seatbelt. It's going to be a fun year, and we're going to be pushing as hard as we can, and we hope you all are too.
So the workforce solutions teams had all worked in silos up until now. So you had engineering, clinical and scientific, IT, and then other smatterings of groups across the country for System 1. So it was time to take those groups and bring them together under the new scientific, technology, and engineering group, which is our workforce solutions. And as our industry is growing, it creates so much opportunity within data centers and all the investment pharmaceutical companies over the next 10 years. So we can share information and synergize and really increase our footprint at our current clients, as well as tell our story, this amazing story we have to new clients. Well, our North Star is how can we best serve our clients and consultants? And when we can go into a company and service 3 to 4 different areas of that company with specific verticals, with niched recruiters, it's just such a service to add to them. So we get to go in there and look at any problem they have and say, we think we have a solution for that. We can work with you on that. Well, I love getting out there in front of our teams and getting in front of customers. And we get to take these siloed teams and really have some like standards, like messaging. And I love that. I love seeing the teams grow together and celebrating successes. So, and that creates opportunity internally for people to expand their careers, right? And we're here for that. We want to grow System 1. We want to create more revenue, more value to our customers. But we want to create more opportunity for our internal team so they can realize their career growth here. And I think that's a responsibility we have as leaders to create that. These areas already have phenomenal leadership in place, right? My job is to bring them together, right? Let's set the expectations of where we can go, and then give them what they need to grow their business, right? And to continually share that information across. Like, the leadership there is phenomenal already. My job is really to see what they need and then get out of the way so they can go do it.